In this video, we present Orchard, a mobile application that uses a novel query model to facilitate exploration of multivariate heterogeneous networks. Using our approach, minimal user input is required to formulate common network queries. Users can fluidly navigate information networks. Using gesture-based mechanisms, they can pivot to entities of interest and collect and apply facets as part of an exploratory workflow. The attribute exploration view can be used to configure a bar chart-like list of nodes. Nodes are grouped by some attribute, in this case the film title, and aggregated by another, for example, the count of distinct topics. For instance, here I choose to sort the list of film titles by the number of associated people or by the number of distinct films per title. To change the grouping, I can tap the Group Pivot switch and select an attribute or node of interest. Here I group all film nodes by their release year, showing how the number of released movies has evolved over the past decade. With Orchard, users can search across all attributes of any node type in a network by using the keyword search. Let's say we're interested in finding all James Bond films. Intuitively, we would select the film title attribute. Yet doing so reveals that there are only 2 movies with James Bond in their title. Alternatively, we can try to find Bond films through the character name James Bond. To verify that this is the real James Bond, I switch the aggregation pivot to film, which tells me that there are 19 connected films. I can now pivot to the 19 Bond films by selecting the character and by swiping left starting on the film tab in the pivot bar. Upon completion of the gesture, a new group pivot is added to the pivot trail. This interaction can be repeated an arbitrary number of times to blaze a trail through the network. Here I'm now interested to see a list of people associated with Dr. No. But which of these people play James Bond? To answer that, I can reuse previously selected items as facets to filter the current list by tapping on their corresponding link icon. Nodes in the pivot trail can be deleted through the context menu or by dragging them out of the trail. Furthermore, tapping on the Details button at the bottom reveals detailed information about the currently selected nodes. Detail views can be customized. In this case, Orchard will redirect to the corresponding Wikipedia page. By default, Orchard matches any of n selections when pivoting to a different node type. For example, when selecting 2 films and swiping to person, all items shown in the list are linked to any of the previously selected films. If instead I wanted to find only people that appear in both films, I can change the match mode to all through the context menu. To do this type of comparison for any combination of films in the current list, I can swipe left again on films. Doing so computes the co-occurrence or co-linkage of some other node type per film combination. For example, common people, topics, or characters. The generated combination can be used just like any other facet.